Hey everybody, Ray Parman, Life Insurance Sales Manager with Gordon Marketing. Welcome to another episode of Selling Life and Annuities. And today I have my good friend Paul Bechtold, who's our RVP and Debt Elimination Sales Manager. Today we wanted to talk about the ultimate rewards system and how it pertains to life insurance. So Paul, give us a little bit of a breakdown of what that strategy means.
Well, Ray, I see your credit card in your hand there.
Yeah.
You know, most people have those, right?
Yes.
But there's a lot of people out there that they think they're really cool and clever, right? Because they take their credit card and every month they put their dry cleaning and they put their gasoline and they put their groceries and they put their lunch and they charge all their expenses up on it, right?
Yeah.
And then they know if they pay that credit card off within 30 days, there's no interest charged on that. So they kind of got a free ride on what we call OPM, other people's money, right? And so it amazes me that they will bend over backwards and ingrain that habit into their economics, okay? But they step over $20 bills to quote unquote pick up quarters, right?
Yeah.
When there is a rewards point system that could be much more profound in their life. It could actually make millionaires out of them off of the money that they're already spending in their economy.
Okay.
And that concept is called infinite banking, okay? Wealthy people like the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, Walt Disney, J.C. Penney, Doris Christopher knew this concept, Ray Kroc, they all understood the concept of a properly designed dividend-paying whole life insurance contract because they understood that when the money went into their contracts, okay, and then they borrowed the money back out later, they were never borrowing their own money, okay? The money was going into the policy, growing and compounding, okay, giving them a reward of 4 to 5% compound interest on the money growth in their policy, while they still had access, use, and control of the money to go out and use for other things. And in particular, what I show people how to do is take that money and eliminate your debt and eliminate the interest working against you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So even folks that aren't industry tycoons could use this concept in their own lives.
Yeah. Well, what's everybody like to complain about out there? Oh, the wealthy have an unfair advantage. Banks are taking my money. The rich get all the breaks, right? Well, this is, I don't want to call it the poor man's system, but this is the everyday man's system of a rewards point system that everybody could take advantage and everybody could learn how to build massive wealth using this system with just a little bit of discipline.
Okay. So if I do something like that, maybe I might not get as many airline points at the end of the month, but I actually have a chance to have my money grow for me. Right, within even though I'm taking money out of the insurance policy, right?
Correct, except for one thing. You can still do what you're doing there. You can still charge all your expenses on your credit card and pay it off and do that and still use this as well. All we're learning to do is take the money that's coming through somebody's economy, whether it's for debts or being spent on debts or expenses, okay? And we're learning to redirect that in a manner where a portion of it is going into this life insurance policy where we still have full use and control of almost all their money, okay? But over time, I'm getting more and more and more interest generated off of all the money coming into somebody's household or their economy.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. If an agent is out there and they have a client who maybe wants to look further into this, maybe get started, what's a meaningful amount of money that somebody would have to contribute to a policy like this?
Well, okay, so let's use some numbers here that are probably reasonable for the average person, okay? Most people out there, whether it's as a single income household or dual income household, maybe making around $100,000, okay? So let's just take 1/10 of that. Let's say we took $10,000 a year, or maybe close to $1,000 per month, and we start directing that into a life insurance policy. Well, we start generating compound interest on that. We start borrowing it out for incidental expenses or debts, whatever the case may be. And that policy is going to get more and more and more efficient over time. Now, maybe 3, 4, 5 years down the road, I put a second policy on a spouse. So now I'm maybe doing $20,000 a year. We could eventually get where we're taking all the money from our household, running it through the policy, okay? But we still got full access, use, and control of all of that money, and it's earning me 4 to 5% interest. That's growing tax deferred, and when we take the loans out to use the money, it comes out tax free as well.
Yeah, that's great. And if a client starts using this program, I mean, how soon can they access the cash value to start, strategically purchasing things or paying off debt? How quickly? What kind of timeline are we looking at there?
That's the great thing, Ray. That's where these life insurance contracts have become a lot more consumer friendly. We can start accessing cash within 30 days. Okay. So we can start putting that money to work right away. So one of the things we're kind of teaching people how to do is use principles that banks use themselves. People have this concept of a bank. When I go down and I make a deposit at the bank, that they got a drawer back in the vault with my name on it, and they put my $100 bill in there. That's not the truth. Banks take the money in and they immediately put that money to work somewhere else, earning a higher percentage of interest than they're paying us for the use of the money.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
And we can do the same thing. We can put the money into our own personal bank and start borrowing that out right away within 30 days and putting that money to work for us, canceling out debt working against us, or using it for buying opportunities that are out there that are to our advantage.
That's fantastic. Now, Paul, in my experience with banks, they usually expect me to pay my loan back in a very, very timely fashion, usually with a notable interest rate. What does the loan payment or payback look like within a whole life policy?
Well, that's one of the beauties of it, okay? It's the only loan out there that doesn't have a structured payment or a structured timetable. I get to pay it back on my terms and conditions when it's convenient for me. Now, to be sure, we want to pay the loans back because we're being charged loan interest on that, okay? And we want to stop that interest as soon as we can. But we have flexibility and we have the ability to manage our money and our cash flow in a much more meaningful manner that's important to us, not the bank.
Okay. So it sounds like you're managing your money, you're building wealth, and you're also getting control back.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Correct.
That is beautiful.
Yeah. We're earning interest. We're avoiding taxation. We have unhindered use and control of that money in the way that we want.
So then also, last but not least, it looks like there's some discipline involved too on the client's end just to make sure that this is managed appropriately, right?
Exactly. Just the same as that credit card where we have to be disciplined enough to make sure that the charges we ran up, we pay off in 28 days so that we're not charged interest. We do have to have a little bit of discipline with this as well, but we're not spending any more money than we were already spending before. We're just spending it and cash flowing it in a different manner.
That makes a ton of sense. If anybody out there is interested in infinite banking concepts, debt elimination, Paul is your guy. And Paul, for the folks that are tuning in, what's the best way to contact you?
Well, Paul at GordonMarketing.com. I try to get back to everybody within 24 hours or 24/7 guy. Call me at 317-626-3054. That's my personal cell number. I'll be glad to take your call and get right back to you.
Beautiful stuff, Paul. Thanks for joining me today. We'll call this episode of Selling Life and Annuities to an end, but don't forget, make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell. We release a new episode every Tuesday at 3 o'clock. And also don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. But until the next one, we wish you guys happy selling.